Hey there, history fans! Today we're diving into the fascinating story of the Netherlands. This small country has a surprisingly big history, packed with rebellion, riches, and resilience. We'll start way back, long before the Netherlands even existed. Imagine a land of dense forests, rivers, and coastlines. That's the Netherlands in prehistoric times. Various tribes lived here, fishing, farming, and trading. The Romans arrived around the time of Julius Caesar, bringing their language, laws, and love of baths. Though they never conquered all of the region, their influence stuck around, shaping the future Netherlands. But the Romans wouldn't rule forever. As their empire crumbled, new groups arrived, including the Franks. The Franks were a Germanic people who established a powerful kingdom. This period saw the rise of Christianity, which would play a major role in Dutch culture and identity. By the Middle Ages, the area we now call the Netherlands was a patchwork of small, independent states, each with its own rulers and rivalries. Fast forward to the 16th century, a time of major upheaval in Europe. The continent was a patchwork of kingdoms, duchies, and principalities, each with its own unique culture and political structure. It was a period marked by significant changes both socially and politically, as old orders were challenged and new ideas began to take root. The Protestant Reformation was in full swing, challenging the authority of the Catholic Church. This movement, initiated by figures like Martin Luther and John Calvin, sought to reform the Church's practices and beliefs, leading to widespread religious upheaval. The Reformation not only questioned the spiritual authority of the Pope, but also sparked a series of conflicts and wars across Europe, as different regions and rulers aligned themselves with either the Catholic or Protestant cause. The Netherlands, under Spanish rule at the time, became a hotbed of religious tension. The Spanish monarchy, staunchly Catholic, imposed strict religious policies on the predominantly Protestant Dutch population. This imposition led to growing unrest and dissatisfaction among the Dutch, who valued their religious freedom and autonomy. The tension between the Spanish authorities and the Dutch populace was palpable, setting the stage for a larger conflict. The Dutch people, known for their independent spirit and strong work ethic, weren't thrilled with Spanish control or their strict religious policies. They were a people who prided themselves on their maritime prowess, trade networks, and cultural achievements. The Spanish attempts to suppress their religious practices and impose heavy taxes only fueled their desire for independence. The Dutch were determined to preserve their way of life and resist foreign domination. Enter William of Orange, a nobleman who became a symbol of Dutch resistance. Known as William the Silent, he was a key figure in the fight against Spanish oppression. His leadership and strategic acumen galvanized the Dutch people, uniting them in their struggle for freedom. William's vision of a free and independent Netherlands inspired many to join the cause, and he became a rallying point for those who sought to break free from Spanish rule. He led the Dutch revolt against Spain, a brutal conflict that lasted 80 long years. This protracted struggle, known as the 80 Years' War, was marked by fierce battles, sieges, and shifting alliances. The Dutch forces, though often outnumbered and outgunned, displayed remarkable resilience and ingenuity. They used their knowledge of the local terrain and their naval capabilities to their advantage, striking at Spanish forces with precision and determination. Imagine fighting for your freedom, your religion, and your right to exist as a nation. That was the reality for the Dutch people. The war took a heavy toll on the population, with many lives lost and communities devastated. Yet, the Dutch spirit remained unbroken. They were fighting not just for themselves but for future generations to ensure that their homeland would be a place where they could live freely and practice their faith without fear of persecution. Finally, in 1648, after decades of bloodshed, they triumphed. The Treaty of Westphalia marked the end of the 80 Years' War and recognized the independence of the Dutch Republic. This momentous occasion was celebrated with great joy and relief, as the Dutch people could finally look forward to a future free from foreign domination. The treaty not only secured their independence but also established a new order in Europe, with the Dutch Republic emerging as a significant player on the international stage. The Dutch Republic was born, a small nation forged in the fires of rebellion. This new republic was characterized by its unique political structure, with a decentralized government that allowed for significant local autonomy. The Dutch provinces, each with its own government, worked together in a confederation, balancing regional interests with the needs of the nation as a whole. This system of governance was innovative for its time, and laid the foundation for the Dutch Republic's future success. This victory wasn't just about independence. It marked the rise of a new kind of power, a republic built on trade, religious tolerance, and a strong sense of national identity. The Dutch Republic quickly became a hub of commerce and culture, with its ports bustling with ships from around the world. The Dutch embraced a policy of religious tolerance, allowing people of different faiths to live and work together in harmony. This openness attracted talented individuals from across Europe, contributing to the Republic's prosperity and cultural richness. The Dutch had proven that even a small country could challenge empires and win. Their success was a testament to their resilience, ingenuity, and determination. The Dutch Republic's achievements in trade, science, and the arts during this period were remarkable, and their influence extended far beyond their borders. They established colonies and trading posts around the world, creating a global network that brought wealth and knowledge back to the Netherlands. This victory set the stage for a period of unprecedented prosperity and cultural achievement, the Dutch Golden Age. During this time, the Netherlands became a center of art, science, and innovation. Renowned artists like Rembrandt and Vermeer created masterpieces that are still celebrated today. Scientists and thinkers made groundbreaking discoveries, and the Dutch economy flourished. The Dutch Golden Age was a testament to what a small, determined nation could achieve when united by a common purpose and vision. The 17th century was a time of extraordinary growth and prosperity for the Dutch Republic, its golden age. This period marked a significant transformation in the nation's history, characterized by remarkable advancements in trade, art, and science. The Dutch Republic, having gained independence from Spanish rule, embarked on a journey that would see it become one of the most influential and prosperous nations in Europe. With newfound independence, they established a vast trading empire, connecting Europe to the rest of the world. The Dutch were master navigators and traders, and their strategic location allowed them to dominate the seas. They established trade routes that spanned continents, bringing in goods from Asia, Africa, and the Americas. This global network of trade not only brought immense wealth to the Dutch Republic, but also facilitated cultural exchanges and the spread of ideas. Their ships, laden with spices, silks, and other exotic goods, sailed the seas, bringing wealth and influence to the young nation. The bustling harbors of Amsterdam and other Dutch cities were filled with ships arriving and departing, carrying precious cargo that would be sold in European markets. The influx of these goods led to the rise of a wealthy merchant class, who played a crucial role in the economic and cultural development of the Dutch Republic. The Dutch East India Company, one of the world's first multinational corporations, was established during this time. Founded in 1602, the company was granted a monopoly on Dutch trade in Asia, and became a powerful entity in its own right. It established trading posts and colonies, negotiated treaties, and even waged wars to protect its interests. The Dutch East India Company was instrumental in securing the Dutch Republic's dominance in the global spice trade. It played a pivotal role in the global spice trade, bringing riches and shaping the destiny of nations across Asia. The demand for spices such as pepper, cloves, and nutmeg was immense, and the Dutch East India Company capitalized on this by controlling key production and trade routes. The wealth generated from the spice trade funded further exploration and expansion, solidifying the Dutch Republic's position as a major player on the world stage. This era wasn't just about profits, it was a time of incredible artistic and intellectual flourishing. The prosperity of the Dutch Republic provided the means for patronage of the arts, leading to a cultural renaissance. Artists, scientists, and philosophers thrived in this environment, producing works that would leave a lasting legacy. Think Rembrandt, Vermeer, and Hals, masters of light and shadow, who captured the essence of Dutch life on canvas. Their paintings depicted everyday scenes, portraits, and landscapes with a level of detail and realism that was unprecedented. These artists not only showcased the beauty of the world around them, but also explored themes of human emotion and experience, making their work timeless. Scientists like Antony van Leeuwenhoek, using newly invented microscopes, revealed the hidden world of microorganisms, forever changing our understanding of biology. Leeuwenhoek's discoveries opened up new frontiers in science, leading to advancements in medicine, microbiology, and other fields. His meticulous observations and detailed drawings provided the first glimpses into a previously invisible world, sparking curiosity and further research. The Dutch Republic became a center of learning, attracting thinkers and innovators from across Europe. Its universities and libraries were renowned for their collections and the quality of education they offered. Scholars from various disciplines came to the Dutch Republic to study, collaborate, and share their knowledge. This intellectual exchange fostered an environment of innovation and progress, contributing to the advancements of the time. Philosophers like Baruch Spinoza challenged conventional wisdom, while Hugo Grotius laid the foundations for international law, ideas that still resonate today. Spinoza's works on ethics and metaphysics questioned traditional beliefs and promoted a rational approach to understanding the world. Grotius, on the other hand, developed theories on natural law and the rights of nations, which have had a profound impact on modern legal and political thought. Together, these thinkers exemplified the spirit of inquiry and intellectual rigor that defined the Dutch Golden Age. But like all Golden Ages, the Dutch republics couldn't last forever. The 17th century had been a time of unprecedented prosperity and cultural flourishing for the Dutch. Their ships dominated the seas, their merchants controlled trade routes, and their artists produced masterpieces that are still celebrated today. However, the seeds of decline were already being sown. Competition from other rising powers like England and France took its toll. These nations were not content to let the Dutch monopolize trade and influence. They built powerful navies and sought to expand their own empires, leading to fierce competition on the high seas. The Dutch found themselves increasingly outmatched in both military and economic arenas. Wars drained the treasury and the once mighty navy lost its dominance. The Anglo-Dutch Wars, a series of conflicts fought between the Dutch Republic and England, were particularly devastating. Each war strained the Dutch economy and weakened their naval power. By the time the Fourth Anglo-Dutch War ended in 1784, the Dutch Navy was a shadow of its former self. By the late 18th century, the Dutch Republic was a shadow of its former self, weakened internally and facing new threats from abroad. Economic stagnation set in, and political infighting paralyzed the government. The once thriving cities began to show signs of decay, and the territories that had once been the pride of the Republic were now slipping away. The French Revolution sent shockwaves across Europe, and the Netherlands wasn't spared. The revolutionary fervor that swept through France inspired uprisings and unrest in neighboring countries. The Dutch, already weakened by internal strife and external pressures, were particularly vulnerable to these revolutionary ideas. Napoleon Bonaparte swept through the continent, redrawing maps and toppling old regimes. His military genius and ambition knew no bounds, and he sought to bring all of Europe under his control. The Dutch Republic, with its weakened state, was an easy target for his expanding empire. The Dutch Republic, unable to resist the French onslaught, was conquered and transformed into a kingdom under Napoleon's brother. Louis Bonaparte was installed as the ruler of the newly formed Kingdom of Holland. Though he tried to rule with a degree of independence, he was ultimately a puppet of his brother Napoleon. Though French rule was short-lived, it left a lasting impact, centralizing the government and introducing new legal and administrative systems. The Napoleonic Code, a comprehensive set of laws introduced by Napoleon, was implemented in the Netherlands. This code laid the foundation for modern Dutch law and administration, bringing about significant changes in the way the country was governed. This period was a time of profound change, marking the end of the Dutch Republic and the beginning of a new chapter in the country's history. The old ways of governance and trade were replaced by new systems and structures. The Dutch had to adapt to a rapidly changing world, finding new ways to assert their identity and influence. The Netherlands, once a dominant global power, was now a smaller nation navigating the turbulent waters of a rapidly changing Europe. The legacy of the Dutch Golden Age lived on, but the country had to find a new path forward in a world that was increasingly dominated by larger and more powerful nations. The resilience and adaptability of the Dutch people would be tested as they faced the challenges of the 19th century and beyond.